All right, look with me here. This is still coming from lesson 5. This is more of the notes that I want you to look at. And let's look at this. So these are events that took place throughout the late Middle Ages. All right, so we're looking at religious events and political events that we talked about in this lesson. Okay. So to start with religious events here, and I would love for you guys to be able to do this, pull these over, but we're not able to do that right now. So the first thing that happened was the Council of Bishops elect one pope, ending the Great Schism. So remember that was at the beginning of lesson 5. The Great Schism is when more than one person thought that they should be pope. So Council of Bishops elect one pope, ending the Great Schism. All right, then what happens after that in a religious events? Um, Ferdinand of Aragon marries Isabella of Castile and unites Spain as a Catholic state. After these two, Ferdinand and Isabella, marry and they unite Spain as a Catholic state, the Spanish Inquisition persecutes Jews from the Iberian Peninsula. So remember, they tell the Jews either they have to convert to Christianity or they must leave, and most of them leave. All right, finally, Spain conquers Granada and drives Muslims off the Iberian Peninsula. So they pretty much did the same thing to the Muslims and tell them, you can't stay here. You can either convert to Christianity or you must leave, and most of them leave to North Africa. All right. Political events. So the French and English fight in the 100 Years' War. That was the beginning of lesson 5. And then this young peasant girl named Joan of Arc leads the French into battle against the English at Orleans. And remember, she ends up dying of Inquisition. She's burned at stake, but she's honored as a French hero. Then the French win the 100 Years' War, and Henry Tudor wins the War of Roses. So I think that actually was in your textbook, and what we read didn't really talk much about that. We pretty much stopped there, but here. But these were the events that happened in the order that we talked about them. So remember, there was a Great Schism. More than one person thought they should be pope. Actually, we start with the Black Plague. Lots of people die from the Black Plague. Then there's the Great Schism. More than one person thinks they should be pope. And then that's settled. One person's pope, Ferdinand of Aragon, and marries Isabella of Castile, and they unite Spain. And it's a Catholic state. The Spanish force the Jews out. They either have to convert to Christianity or they must leave, and they do the same thing to the Muslims. And political events that happen, the 100 Years' War, the French and the English fight for 100 years. Joan, a French young peasant girl, believes that she has talked to saints, or saints have come to her, and she leads an army into the battle against the English at Orleans, and the French win. The French win the 100 Years' War, and Henry Tudor wins the War of the Roses. So you just might want to keep this in mind, and I'm not going to make you turn this in. If you want to write some notes down from it, you can, but this is what happens in the late Middle Ages. All right.